Greetings all. My name is Carlos Rodriguez, and I am currently a student at Seattle Pacific University. In today's video, or in this video, I'm going to be talking about my personal life, or in this case, my personal biography. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, my full name is Carlos Andres Rodriguez Gallegos. I was born on August 15th, 1999, in Tijuana, Mexico. I am currently 20 years old. I live with my mom, my dad, my older sister, who's 22 years of age, and my older brother, who is 24 years of age, but he lives in Boston, Massachusetts. Uh, so I lived in Tijuana, Mexico ever since I was born until September, October of 2003. So in this case, I've been living in the United States, more specifically San Diego, California, for about 16 years now. So, so yeah, I grew up as a Catholic. Since I was baptized in a Catholic church, I received my communion at a Catholic church. However, I haven't got confirmed yet. So that's something. Yeah. So, some of my favorite stuff that I like to do is to go to the gym. I work out like 6 times a week, 6 days a week. I worked on like different muscle groups a day. For instance, I'll be working one day on my biceps, one day on my triceps, one day on my legs, one day on my shoulders, one day on my back, and one day on my chest. And I'll usually rest like once a week. And another thing that interests me is sports, more specifically soccer and football. Soccer, I been a soccer fan since I was like 10 years old. Ever since watching the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa, rooting for the Mexican national team ever since. And in 2011, I've been following. Ever since 2011, I've been following my local soccer team called Club Tijuana, who are now in the Mexican First Division. And I've also been watching like European soccer as a neutral fan, like the UEFA Champions League, the English Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, all those type of good leagues. And in terms of football, I've been watching the NFL ever since the fourth grade. I am a super fan of the Los Angeles Chargers, mainly because I grew up watching the Chargers when they were in San Diego as the San Diego Chargers. So I kind of like I kind of have like the interest in being in the field, like being in a position that I might work as a someone in the health care system, but involving sports, mainly because I kind of like the fact of injuries, how the injuries occur and how like a physician can treat injuries, how physical therapists can help um like athletes to get back into action, how people can come back to get active in physical exercise. And another thing that I like to do is just to learn about stuff. I always like to learn. I always like to ask questions to everyone, my family included. I always like to ask my mom and my dad, oh, how their day is going. Do you remember this or do you remember that? Ever since I come to Seattle Pacific University and I've been learning about stuff in biology or something, I always ask my parents like, oh, what is this? Or like, what is like, how do like DNA transcribes to RNA, how RNA translates to protein, all that type of good stuff. Like even now during the summer, I've been asking my dad, "Oh, what is pronation, which is like the palm facing downwards, or supination, or or how the palm, your hand palm facing upwards." So yeah, I kind of like to learn about stuff mainly because it makes me, you know, grow not only as a student but also as an individual. So this concludes my biography.